Women are more loyal than men.
You can sometimes hate the person you're in a marriage with.
But just because you love someone, it doesn't stop someone from cheating because there's lust.
My stance on this is that if you initiate the date, you should pay.
Welcome to Bridge the Gap, a show where we aim to build a bridge of understanding between opposing views. Each episode, you'll see our participants sit down to discuss some thought-provoking statements.
Women are more loyal than men.
If they disagree with the statement, they'll leave their seat and allow those that agree to explain themselves.
I think men are a lot more easier to let a relationship go.
Those that disagree then return and express themselves to the rest of the group,
I do believe it's 50-50. I feel like both genders cheat equally.
hopefully building a bridge of understanding. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, like that as well.
I'm hungry, you know.
I feel that the other gender understands me.
No, they don't.
Oh, I missed that actually.
No, of course they don't. You're a laugh.
Very useless.
Actually, they do understand. I'm not.
Yeah, come, G.
Okay.
It really depends on.
Yeah,
it
it's
really depends on the emotional intelligence of the man and the woman, and
Yeah.
the open communication that they're willing to have.
Communication is actually the most important part. If you're not communicating, how do you expect one to understand how you feel or how you're thinking or this, that, the other? You know what I'm saying?
100%, and being almost to the point brutally honest.
Yeah, you have to
like
be
brutally
You
honest.
can't sugarcoat it because it's
Yeah.
like you're tiptoeing.
Yeah.
Like, if you need to get to the point, straight.
And I feel like when men or women maybe play like we don't understand is because we don't want to accept the hard truth
Yeah.
of it. And sometimes we're like, but I don't understand,
Yeah.
understand. Well, you kind of do, you just
You
don't
just
want
wanna
to
accept the truth
accept
hurts.
it. Exactly.
First, yeah. I've learned that to be very like transparent. 'Cause I don't like sugarcoating things. Is like, okay, yeah, there's a lot of blurred lines there. They're trying to get a point across. They're not listening. They're saying it again, and you're like, you're not listening, but like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
So you have to really be really honest as you're saying, and just like say it how it is. You just have to say how it is.
It's a skill to listen that I don't think a lot of us have mastered. Like I haven't even, like, you know, it's such a constant thing. So I actually don't think, while men and women are very different in their makeup, as humans, it's not hard to understand each other's feelings and where we come from. And like, if I can really break it down to you, as this is why I felt this way and this way, you can understand. You might not agree, but you understand. And that's the comprehension part of it.
Yeah. That's literally it.
Yeah.
You guys disagreed as well?
It's like,
You know?
we're saying, I disagree that obviously if to explain it, I'm saying communication is key. If you're not communicating, then that's when you understand.
No, but
Even when you're communicating though, it's like you have to be really honest. Otherwise, you're not gonna get.
But even still, men and women are wired and
Differently.
in different ways.
Yeah.
And there are some things which men will never understand and women will never understand. And it's okay to agree to disagree. But making sure that those issues don't resolve and develop and brew into something
Come up
which
again
can
and again and
cause
again.
a massive issue. But I think it's okay to understand and accept that, sometimes men and women don't understand each other. And that's a fact.
Yeah.
no,
But go on.
you can go.
I was gonna say, just because I don't agree with you doesn't mean I don't understand though. So I can disagree with you, but I can still understand.
But also, I feel like a lot of people don't even understand themselves.
So that was my point.
That's my thing. A lot of people don't understand themselves. You will realize that a lot of people contradict themselves. And even it depends on your season. Even sometimes if you look within yourself, you can look back and be like, actually, I was doing
100%.
something completely left. And so what happens in those instances? People change, people evolve, people start to move differently. How do you expect someone to understand the complex layers of yourself?
Which means that.
So I don't believe we can actually understand one another. We just have to be able to go. How do you expect, when people are constantly changing, constantly evolving, how do you expect to say, oh, I understand the other gender, when sometimes you don't even understand yourself? There's so much to learn about you, and you're trying to relay that to some. I get exhausted even trying to relay myself to other people. And so for me, I'm on the level of, okay, That's who you are. I just ride the wave. So you have to just ride the
Go with
wave
the
with
flow.
someone.
You have to take it as it comes.
Just take it as it comes, because you're an organic person. You're natural. You're gonna be triggered by different things. I cannot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was exactly my point, because I've always found, in some situations, and it's not always, the person can't understand me because they don't understand certain things about themselves. There's just no way for you to understand where I'm coming from if you don't understand why what you're doing affects me in the way it does.
And your experiences. They haven't walked in your shoes. I find that statement so real. You have not gone through life with me. You have not done life with me. You will not understand why I'm triggered, why I'm acting a certain way, why I'm thinking what I'm thinking. You just don't know, and that's okay. Just be with me on the journey. Just respect that. That's okay.
But that's gonna be always the case when you deal with two individuals. Like, so whether it's men and women or women and women, like we've all been through our own, you know, traumas, experiences that have shaped us into being who we are and triggered in the way we are. But I don't think necessarily, and while I do understand actually that is a point, that men have a very different removed experience to women in life, so obviously your understandings and the way you process things are different, but I still don't believe that men don't understand women and women don't understand men. I think they do.
I do in the sense of, I agree with what you're saying to some extent, but I do think that it doesn't matter how emotionally intelligent you are, how well you communicate. Some people, even if you communicate to the highest degree and you, so it's just sometimes there's just a barrier there and it just cannot penetrate that barrier. You cannot, it's not people, there are some people that will constantly fall back on the whole I don't understand thing, and it's a bit annoying. But then there are some people who genuinely, they want to understand and they'll do all the work, and but they just don't get it. And you can be open as you want and you can say as much as you want to give a clear picture, but they still they can't see it. They can't reach, they can't access that.
Do you know what I would say? Like, someone can explain to you how honey tastes, right? Yeah. Oh, it's so sweet, it's this. But you're not fully gonna get the understanding until you're tasting it.
Yeah.
And a man's not gonna taste what we've tasted. Yeah. They're not gonna, they just won't get it.
You got tasted.
I can't.
That's a good point.
No, I can't. I'm out.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not gonna do it.
Thrown off.
That is throwing me for a loop.
My bad, bro.
I might have tasted it without realizing.
It took me.
That's all I can say.
You're horrible.
I ain't gonna take that.
She's truthful.
It's true.
Wow. Oh, my days.
That's a nice way to end it.
The ugly shots, you know that, right?
There's gonna be some.
This guy.
I thought my belly was gonna make noise on the mic. I was just trying to work quickly. I said no.
You're just full of sauce. You're just full of sauce, this guy.